My name's Janine Marie, and I grew up in Washington Township, New Jersey. I'm an only child. My parents are born and raised in Philadelphia, and they moved to New Jersey to give me a better life. I came from a very good upbringing. I literally have the white house with the white picket fence. My family is a very close family. My aunts and my uncles and my cousins. We always did things growing up on the weekends together. We are a very close-knit family. At the age of 13, something very traumatic happened to me that altered my life completely. I just didn't trust anybody. I didn't understand what happened to me and why it happened to me. I was just shattered and broken. I started going to alternative schools and getting kicked out of them. I started using drugs at a very early age. I went to my first rehab at 13. I always wanted to get pregnant. I wanted to know that I have that one person that will never leave my side. So at the age of 18, I got pregnant, and it was just the happiest time of my life. Me and my daughter's father, we had that nice family picture. I stayed on track, and I worked full-time as a nursing assistant, and I loved my life. When my daughter was 4 years old, I decided that, it's okay for me to do it one more time, and it was just off to the races. Me and my daughter's father, we broke up. I started acting out again, leaving my daughter with my parents. I needed money to be able to afford my addiction, so I became a stripper. I wound up losing my apartment, I crashed my car, and everything was just spiraling downhill. So I went to rehab, and there was no place to put me at when I completed it, so they put me in the Atlantic City Rescue Mission. I wound up getting kicked out of there for old warrants that I had. I moved in with this guy that I thought loved me and that I loved him, and I relapsed. We ran through the money that he had, and when that was finished, Atlantic City is known for two things: gambling and prostitutes. He started whispering in my ear, "Why don't you just try this? Let's just do this for a week until I get a job. I'll follow you, you'll be safe, it'll be okay." I started walking the streets for probably about a year. My boyfriend got arrested, so I just worked for myself. In certain situations that I put myself in, I don't think Janine would have made it out. Once I started my journey into the life, I became Gigi, who protected Janine, who was tougher than nails, and she had to be. I wouldn't have been able to make it in the city without being Gigi, because Janine wasn't tough enough. Gigi ruled my life, and she got me through everything in the city. I met this girl, and she had a pimp, and I thought it was the stupidest thing to have some man that you're working for and you had to hand over all your money. But my addiction just got so bad that I wasn't paying for my rooms, I wasn't paying for food, and every cent that I had I was spending on drugs. So I started working for this man. We were a family. It was me, him, and 4 to 5 girls on a normal basis. And every time I would get arrested, I would go right back to him. It was just a vicious horror cycle. Eventually it turned into not only being addicted to drugs, but I was addicted to the life. Always being on the chase, that high you got from when you got money. Seeing all these prostitutes, like when I lived there, and I'm like, I will never be that. Like, that is the lowest of the low that you could ever go. It hit me like, I'm one of these girls. I'm one of them, I'm no better than any of them. If everything in the life was perfect and you were happy and you had no problems, you would never get out, you would never stop, you would never want to leave. But you get so broken down and so beat down, and you hold on to that hope that you'll be able to make it out and do something with your life one day. The night that I got arrested, I was sitting in the bathroom just crying, like I was done. I was calling rehabs, rehab after rehab after rehab, and every place wouldn't accept me because I didn't have insurance or they didn't have a bed, and it was just devastating to me. When I got up and I left the bathroom and I went into the bedroom, the FBI wound up banging on the door and coming in and arresting me and my pimp. They charged me with prostitution and drugs, and I wound up testifying against my pimp, which was heartbreaking to me. I looked at him like family, like he's done no wrong, and how could I betray him and be disloyal to him? You know, I was just so brainwashed. I ended up at the well because the detective that arrested me sent a Nova worker to come see me, and she found 3 places that I could go to. One was a Christian program in the middle of nowhere in Bucks County on 80 acres of land. And I'm like, that's definitely a place I do not want to go. But I knew in the back of my head, I don't want to do it, so it's probably the choice that I should choose. And I wound up choosing the well. I remember my first day coming down that driveway and there was this animal. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? And she's like, it's a turkey. And I just lost it. I'm like, there's turkeys here. Where am I? I'm just so used to living in the city with concrete everywhere, not grass and trees and turkeys. I just remember crying myself to sleep the first day. And I didn't want to be here. I was broken, beat down, just unworthy. I had to make goals for myself and tell myself, make it 1 week, make it another week. It's gonna be okay. Just seeing the dedication of the people that just volunteer all their time has shown me that there are still good people out there. Okay. I have never experienced anything like this. I can honestly say that each staff member here wants to be here and that they are dedicated to the well and dedicated to us women.
So this is how you see what you're doing with the money with your withdrawals.
Yeah. When you're in the life, you don't really have a job resume, so Worthwhile Wear has provided me employment. I work in the warehouse sorting clothes. I also do housewares and cashier. Thank you so much. Please come again. I remember getting my first paycheck, just to be able to look at that and say, I did that. I worked for this money. You know, it was a huge thing for me. I'm currently in school to become a certified youth recovery specialist / certified recovery specialist. My long-term goal would to be working with the women in Atlantic City and be able to give a woman that was in my shoes a chance to get out. The well is definitely the most rewarding thing that I've ever done for myself because I lost who Janine was years ago and I buried her deep, deep down inside me. And today I'm proud to call myself Janine.